My wife abandoned our son in the hospital for her affair, claimed it was a midlife crisis cure. In this segment, we introduce Joel and Lisa, a couple whose lives have been intertwined for over a decade, and their 2 children, who are the heart and soul of their family. Joel, a devoted father and husband, has always taken pride in his role as the protector and provider for his family. He is the kind of dad who never misses a soccer game, always makes time for family dinners, and is known for his warm hugs that can instantly brighten his children's day. His commitment to his family is evident in the way he balances his demanding job with his responsibilities at home, ensuring that he is present for both the big moments and the everyday occurrences that define family life. Joel's nurturing nature extends beyond just being a father. He is also a supportive partner to Lisa, always encouraging her in her endeavors and standing by her side through thick and thin. Lisa, on the other hand, has faced her own set of challenges that have shaped her into the resilient woman she is today. Over the past few years, she has battled significant health issues that have tested her strength and resolve. These challenges have not only impacted her physically, but have also led to a profound transformation in her outlook on life. Lisa has emerged from her struggles with a renewed sense of purpose, focusing on her health and well-being while also striving to be the best mother she can be. Her journey has been one of self-discovery, as she learns to navigate the complexities of her condition while maintaining her role within the family. Lisa's determination to overcome her health challenges has inspired her children, teaching them valuable lessons about perseverance and the importance of caring for oneself. Their 2 children, Emma and Noah, play a crucial role in the family dynamic. Emma, the eldest at 10 years old, is a bright and inquisitive girl who often takes on the role of the little helper. She is fiercely protective of her younger brother and has a natural ability to empathize with others, often stepping in to comfort her mother during difficult times. Emma's maturity and understanding have made her a source of strength for the family, as she navigates her own feelings about her mother's health and the changes within their household. Noah, who is 7, is the spirited and adventurous one, always full of energy and curiosity. His playful nature brings joy and laughter to the family, reminding them of the importance of finding joy in the little things, even amidst challenges. Noah's innocence and enthusiasm serve as a reminder to Joel and Lisa of the beauty of childhood and the importance of cherishing each moment together. Together, this family forms a tight-knit unit, bound by love and shared experiences. They have faced their fair share of trials, but through it all, they have learned to lean on one another for support. Joel's unwavering dedication to his family, Lisa's inspiring journey of resilience, and the children's unique personalities all contribute to a rich family tapestry that is both complex and beautiful. As they navigate the ups and downs of life, they are constantly reminded of the importance of communication, understanding, and love. This family structure, with its blend of strength and vulnerability, sets the stage for the challenges they will face together, particularly as they confront the impending crisis of infidelity that threatens to unravel their bonds. In this video, we will explore how each family member's experiences and perspectives shape their collective journey. We will witness Joel's struggle to maintain his role as a devoted father while grappling with the consequences of his actions. Lisa's transformation through adversity will be highlighted, showcasing her strength and resilience as she navigates her health challenges and the emotional turmoil that follows. Emma and Noah will also share their experiences, providing insight into how they perceive the changes within their family and the impact of their parents' struggles on their lives. Through their stories, we aim to paint a vivid picture of a family that, despite facing significant challenges, continues to strive for connection, understanding, and ultimately, healing. Join us as we delve deeper into their lives, exploring the intricate dynamics that define this family and the love that binds them together, even in the face of adversity. Lisa's midlife crisis marked a significant turning point in her life, one that brought about profound changes in her behavior and her relationship with Joel. As she approached her 40s, Lisa found herself grappling with feelings of uncertainty and self-doubt. The health challenges she had faced over the years had taken a toll on her self-esteem, and she began to question her identity beyond being a wife and mother. In search of a renewed sense of purpose and confidence, Lisa made the decision to join a local gym, a choice that would ultimately transform her life in unexpected ways. As Lisa committed to her fitness journey, she began to notice remarkable changes in her appearance and overall well-being. The regular workouts not only helped her shed some of the weight she had gained during her health struggles, but also instilled a sense of vitality she had long thought lost. With each passing week, she felt stronger and more energized, and her reflection in the mirror began to reflect the hard work she was putting in. The physical transformation was accompanied by a boost in her confidence. Lisa started to embrace her body and appreciate her newfound strength. She began experimenting with her style, opting for clothes that accentuated her figure and made her feel empowered. This newfound confidence was intoxicating, and Lisa found herself reveling in the attention she received from others, particularly younger men at the gym. The compliments and flirtations from these younger admirers were a stark contrast to the routine of her married life. For the first time in years, Lisa felt desired and attractive, and this attention ignited a spark within her that had been dimmed for far too long. While it was flattering, it also stirred a sense of confusion and conflict within her. Lisa began to question her relationship with Joel, wondering if he still saw her as the vibrant woman she once was or merely as the mother of their children. The attention from younger men became a source of validation, but it also highlighted the growing distance between her and Joel. As Lisa's confidence soared, the dynamics of her relationship with Joel began to shift. Joel, who had always been supportive of Lisa's endeavors, found himself feeling increasingly insecure and disconnected. He noticed the changes in her demeanor and appearance, but instead of feeling proud, he began to feel threatened. The intimacy that once characterized their relationship started to wane, replaced by an unspoken tension that neither of them fully understood. Joel struggled to reconcile the vibrant woman Lisa was becoming with the partner he had known for years. He missed the deep emotional connection they once shared, and as Lisa basked in her newfound confidence, he felt increasingly sidelined. The shift in intimacy was palpable. Lisa, who had once been eager to share her thoughts and feelings with Joel, began to withdraw emotionally. She became preoccupied with her gym routine and the attention she was receiving, often leaving Joel feeling neglected and unappreciated. Their conversations, once filled with laughter and shared dreams, became more superficial, revolving around daily logistics rather than the deeper emotional connection they had built over the years. Joel found himself yearning for the closeness they had once enjoyed, but he struggled to articulate his feelings without sounding insecure or controlling. As the distance between them grew, Lisa's behavior became more erratic. She started to spend more time at the gym, often making excuses to avoid family activities. The thrill of being desired by younger men became an escape from the pressures of motherhood and the responsibilities of marriage. Lisa's late-night workouts and social outings with friends began to raise red flags for Joel, who felt increasingly isolated and worried about the state of their relationship. He sensed that Lisa was on a journey of self-discovery, but he feared that it was leading her away from him rather than toward a stronger partnership. In this tumultuous period, both Lisa and Joel were left grappling with their emotions. Lisa was caught in a whirlwind of newfound confidence and attention, while Joel struggled with feelings of inadequacy and loss. The intimacy that had once been the cornerstone of their relationship was now overshadowed by uncertainty and unspoken fears. As they navigated this challenging phase, it became clear that both would need to confront their feelings and communicate openly if they were to find a way back to each other. The journey ahead would require vulnerability, understanding, and a willingness to rediscover the love that had initially brought them together. In this video, we will explore the complexities of Lisa's midlife crisis and its impact on her relationship with Joel, shedding light on the emotional struggles they both faced. Through candid reflections and heartfelt conversations, we aim to capture the essence of their journey, illustrating how love can be tested but also transformed in the face of adversity. Join us as we delve deeper into their story, exploring the themes of identity, connection, and the resilience of love amidst life's challenges. The events leading up to Lisa's affair unfolded gradually, rooted in a complex web of emotional disconnection and the allure of newfound attention. It all began innocently enough with a lunch invitation from Donnie, a charming and charismatic colleague at the gym where Lisa had been working out regularly. Donnie was younger, full of energy, and exuded a confidence that Lisa found intoxicating. Their conversations during workouts had been light and flirtatious, But when he suggested they grab lunch together to discuss fitness strategies, Lisa felt a thrill of excitement. It was a chance to step outside her routine, to engage with someone who seemed genuinely interested in her as a person, not just as a mother or wife. On the day of the lunch, Lisa dressed carefully, choosing an outfit that made her feel attractive and confident. As she arrived at the cafe, she felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness. The conversation flowed easily, filled with laughter and shared stories. Donnie's attention made her feel alive, and for the first time in years, she felt seen and appreciated. What started as a casual lunch quickly escalated into something more. They shared a bottle of wine, and as the afternoon wore on, the atmosphere shifted. The chemistry between them was palpable, and before she knew it, Lisa found herself caught up in a moment of passion that would change everything. They kissed, and in that instant, Lisa made a choice that would lead her down a path of betrayal. The affair began as a whirlwind of excitement and secrecy. Lisa and Donnie met several times over the following weeks, each encounter fueling her desire for the thrill of being desired. She felt a rush of emotions, liberation, exhilaration, and a sense of empowerment that had been missing from her life. However, beneath the surface, the reality of her actions weighed heavily on her conscience. Lisa was torn between the intoxicating feelings of her affair and the guilt that gnawed at her, knowing she was betraying the man who had stood by her through her health struggles and had always been her rock. Meanwhile, Joel began to sense that something was amiss. He noticed the subtle changes in Lisa's behavior, her late nights at the gym, her distracted demeanor, and the way she seemed to be lost in thought more often than not. Initially, he attributed it to her newfound confidence and the changes she was undergoing. However, as the weeks passed, his concerns deepened. Joel's feelings of insecurity began to bubble to the surface, and he found himself questioning whether he was enough for Lisa. The compliments she received from younger men, particularly Donnie, only intensified his fears. He felt a growing sense of inadequacy, wondering if Lisa was seeking something he could no longer provide. Joel's internal struggle was compounded by the emotional distance that had developed between them. He longed for the intimacy they once shared, but Lisa's preoccupation with her new life left him feeling isolated. He tried to reach out to her, initiating conversations about their relationship, but Lisa often brushed him off, too caught up in her own turmoil to engage meaningfully. This lack of communication only fueled Joel's insecurities, leading him to believe that Lisa was drifting away from him, perhaps even seeking solace in the arms of another man. The emotional turmoil caused by Lisa's betrayal was profound and far-reaching. When the truth finally came to light, it shattered the fragile foundation of their marriage. The moment Lisa confessed to Joel about her affair with Donnie was one of the most painful experiences of their lives. The look of shock and heartbreak on Joel's face was etched in her memory, a haunting reminder of the pain she had caused. In that moment, the weight of her choices crashed down on her, and the exhilaration she had felt during her affair was replaced by a deep sense of regret and sorrow. Joel's reaction was a mix of anger, betrayal, and profound sadness. He felt as though the ground had been pulled out from under him, and the life they had built together was crumbling before his eyes. The emotional fallout was immediate and devastating. The trust that had once been the cornerstone of their relationship was shattered, leaving both of them grappling with feelings of loss and confusion. Joel struggled to process his emotions, oscillating between wanting to understand why Lisa had sought comfort elsewhere and feeling an overwhelming urge to protect himself from further pain. For Lisa, the aftermath of her betrayal was equally tumultuous. She was consumed by guilt and shame, realizing the depth of the hurt she had inflicted on Joel and their family. The thrill of her affair quickly faded, replaced by a haunting sense of remorse. She had sought validation and excitement, but in doing so, she had jeopardized the love and commitment she had shared with Joel. The emotional turmoil was relentless, as she faced the consequences of her actions and the reality of the damage done to their relationship. As they navigated the immediate aftermath of the affair, both Lisa and Joel were left to confront their feelings and the future of their marriage. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, requiring them to grapple with their emotions, communicate openly, and ultimately decide whether they could rebuild the trust that had been lost. In this video, we will explore the complexities of their journey, shedding light on the themes of betrayal, forgiveness, and the possibility of healing in the wake of profound emotional turmoil. Join us as we delve deeper into their story, capturing the raw emotions and struggles that define their path forward. The day began like any other, but it quickly spiraled into chaos when Jake, their youngest child, suffered a serious accident while playing outside with friends. The urgency of the situation became apparent when Joel received a frantic call from one of the neighborhood parents, informing him that Jake had fallen from a tree and was unconscious. The words hit Joel like a freight train, and in an instant, his world turned upside down. He felt a surge of adrenaline coursing through his veins as he dropped everything and rushed out the door, his heart pounding in his chest. As he sped toward the hospital, Joel's mind raced with worry. He could barely focus on the road, his thoughts consumed by images of his son lying injured and helpless. The drive felt interminable, each red light and slow car amplifying his anxiety. He replayed the details of the call in his mind, desperately hoping that Jake would be okay. The fear of losing his son was overwhelming, and Joel's heart ached at the thought of what could happen if he didn't make it in time. He gripped the steering wheel tightly, his knuckles white, as he navigated through traffic, praying for a miracle. Upon arriving at the hospital, Joel rushed through the emergency room doors, his heart racing and his breath coming in quick gasps. The sterile smell of antiseptic filled the air, and the chaos of the emergency room was a stark contrast to the calm he had hoped to find. He approached the reception desk, his voice trembling as he asked for information about Jake. The nurse's expression was sympathetic but professional, and she quickly directed him to the waiting area where he could find his son. As Joel made his way to the designated area, he was met with a flurry of emotions. He felt a mix of fear, anger, and helplessness as he waited for news about Jake's condition. The minutes felt like hours, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. He tried to call Lisa, but his calls went unanswered, adding to his growing sense of frustration and concern. Where was she? Why wasn't she here with him during this critical moment? The absence of Lisa during this crisis weighed heavily on Joel. He had always envisioned facing challenges together as a family, and her absence felt like a betrayal in its own right. He couldn't help but wonder if she was off with Donnie, enjoying her newfound freedom while their son lay injured in the hospital. The thought gnawed at him, intensifying his emotional turmoil. He felt alone in this moment, grappling with the fear of losing Jake while also wrestling with the unresolved issues in his marriage. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, a doctor approached Joel with a grave expression. The doctor explained that Jake had sustained a concussion and some bruising but was stable and would be monitored closely. Relief washed over Joel, but it was quickly overshadowed by the emotional strain of the situation. He felt a wave of gratitude that Jake was alive, but the fear of what could have happened lingered in the back of his mind. As he was led to Jake's room, Joel's heart ached at the sight of his son lying in the hospital bed, a bandage wrapped around his head and monitors beeping softly beside him. Jake's eyes fluttered open, and he looked up at his father, confusion etched on his young face. "Dad," he whispered, his voice weak. Joel rushed to his side, taking Jake's small hand in his own, feeling the warmth of his son's skin against his palm. "I'm here, buddy. I'm right here," he reassured him, fighting back tears. The emotional strain on Joel was palpable as he sat by Jake's bedside, watching his son struggle to comprehend what had happened. He felt a mix of relief and guilt, knowing that he had almost lost him. The weight of the moment pressed down on him, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to be strong for Jake, even as his own heart was breaking. As the hours passed, Joel's thoughts drifted back to Lisa. He felt a deep sense of disappointment that she wasn't there to support him or their son during such a critical time. The absence of her presence felt like a chasm in their family, and he couldn't help but wonder how they had arrived at this point. The emotional distance between them had grown, and now, in this moment of crisis, it felt even more pronounced. When Lisa finally arrived at the hospital, her expression was one of shock and concern. She rushed to Jake's side, her eyes wide with fear as she took in the sight of her injured son. Joel felt a mix of relief and resentment as he watched her interact with Jake, her maternal instincts kicking in as she comforted him. He wanted to be grateful that she was finally there, but the hurt of her absence during the initial crisis lingered in his heart. The family's reaction to the emergency was a whirlwind of emotions: relief, fear, anger, and confusion. They were all grappling with the reality of what had happened, and the incident served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life. As they navigated the aftermath of Jake's accident, Joel and Lisa would need to confront not only their son's recovery, but also the growing rift in their marriage. The incident had brought them together in a moment of crisis, but it also highlighted the unresolved issues that had been simmering beneath the surface. In this video, we will explore the emotional landscape of this family as they face the aftermath of Jake's accident, delving into the complexities of their relationships and the challenges they must overcome. Join us as we capture the raw emotions and struggles that define their journey, illustrating how love, fear, and resilience intertwine in the face of adversity. As Lisa rushed into the hospital, her heart raced with a mix of fear and guilt. She had received the frantic call about Jake's accident while she was out, and the realization that she had been absent during such a critical moment weighed heavily on her. The sterile smell of antiseptic and the sounds of beeping machines filled the air as she hurried through the emergency room, her mind racing with thoughts of her son. When she finally reached Jake's room, she was met with the sight of Joel sitting by their son's bedside, his expression a mixture of relief and anger. The moment their eyes met, the tension in the room was palpable. Joel stood up, his body tense, and the air crackled with unspoken words. "Where have you been, Lisa?" he demanded, his voice low but filled with emotion. The hurt in his eyes cut through her, and she felt a wave of shame wash over her. I was just," she stammered, struggling to find the right words. But there was no excuse that could justify her absence during such a critical time. The emotional confrontation unfolded in a whirlwind of feelings. Joel's frustration boiled over as he confronted Lisa about her choices, the affair, and her lack of presence when their son needed her most. "You weren't there when Jake needed you. You were off living your life while I was left to deal with this alone." His voice rose, drawing the attention of other families in the waiting room. Lisa felt the weight of his words, each one a reminder of the distance that had grown between them. She opened her mouth to respond, but the words caught in her throat. Around them, the chaos of the waiting room continued unabated. Families were huddled together, some whispering anxiously, others pacing nervously. The tension in the air was thick, and Lisa felt the eyes of strangers on her as she stood there, exposed and vulnerable. She could hear the muffled cries of children and the distant sounds of medical staff attending to emergencies, but all she could focus on was Joel's piercing gaze. "Do you even care?" Joel continued, his voice trembling with emotion. "Do you understand what it feels like to be scared for our son and not have you here?" The pain in his voice struck a chord deep within Lisa. She had been so consumed by her own struggles and the thrill of her affair that she had lost sight of what truly mattered. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks, and she felt tears welling up in her eyes. "I'm so sorry, Joel," she finally managed to say, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to be away. I thought I was doing something good for myself, but I see now how selfish I've been." Her words hung in the air, heavy with regret. Joel's expression softened for a moment, but the hurt was still evident. He shook his head, unable to fully process the mix of emotions swirling within him. The confrontation drew the attention of their children, who had been waiting anxiously in the waiting room. Emma, their 10-year-old daughter, stood at the entrance, her eyes wide with confusion and concern. She had overheard snippets of the argument and felt a knot tighten in her stomach. Noah, only 7, clung to her side, sensing the tension but not fully understanding what was happening. The sight of their parents arguing in such a vulnerable moment was unsettling, and it left them both feeling anxious and scared. "Mom, is Jake okay?" Emma finally asked, her voice trembling. The innocence in her question cut through the tension, and Lisa felt a pang of guilt wash over her. She turned to her daughter, her heart aching at the sight of Emma's worried expression. "He's going to be okay, sweetheart," Lisa reassured her, but the uncertainty in her own voice betrayed her. Noah, still clinging to Emma, looked up at his mother with wide eyes. "Why were you gone, Mom?" he asked, his voice small. The question hung in the air, and Lisa felt the weight of her children's expectations pressing down on her. She had always wanted to be a good mother, but her actions had created a rift that was now painfully evident. Joel, still reeling from the confrontation, turned to the children, his expression softening as he saw their worried faces. "Jake is hurt, but he's strong, and he's going to get through this," he said, trying to reassure them. The chaos of the waiting room faded into the background as he focused on his children, wanting to shield them from the turmoil between him and Lisa. Lisa watched as Joel spoke to Emma and Noah, his protective instincts kicking in. She felt a mix of admiration and guilt. He was being the father she had failed to be in that moment. The emotional strain of the confrontation lingered, but she knew that she needed to step up for her children. "I'm here now," she said softly, kneeling down to their level. "I'm so sorry for not being here when you needed me. I promise I'll do better." The tension in the room began to shift as Lisa reached out to her children, her voice filled with sincerity. Emma nodded, her eyes still glistening with unshed tears, while Noah leaned into his sister, seeking comfort. The chaos of the waiting room continued around them, but in that moment, they formed a small island of connection amidst the storm. As the confrontation between Joel and Lisa simmered down, the reality of their situation began to sink in. They were a family facing a crisis, and despite their differences, they needed to come together for Jake. The emotional fallout from Lisa's actions would take time to heal, but in that moment, they all understood that their focus needed to be on their son's recovery. In this video, we will explore the complexities of this family's dynamics as they navigate the aftermath of Jake's accident and the confrontation between Joel and Lisa. Join us as we delve into the raw emotions, the impact of Lisa's actions on her relationship with her children, and the tension that permeated the waiting room, illustrating how love and resilience can emerge even in the face of chaos. In the wake of Jake's surgery, the family dynamics shifted dramatically, marked by an undercurrent of tension and emotional distance. The physical and emotional scars from Lisa's betrayal and the trauma of Jake's accident loomed large over their household. In an effort to create a semblance of normalcy, Joel and Lisa made the difficult decision to change their living arrangements. They agreed that for the time being, it would be best for Lisa to stay in the guest room while Jake recovered, allowing him to have a stable environment without the added strain of their marital issues. This separation, however, only served to deepen the emotional chasm between them. Joel found himself navigating the complexities of single parenting while grappling with the pain of Lisa's infidelity. He was determined to be there for Jake, who was still recovering from the surgery and needed his father's support. The emotional distance between him and Lisa became increasingly palpable as they moved through their daily routines like strangers. Conversations were limited to logistics, discussing Jake's medication schedule, coordinating visits to the hospital, and managing the household. The warmth and intimacy that had once characterized their relationship felt like a distant memory, replaced by an awkward silence that hung heavily in the air. As they focused on Jake's recovery, the strain on their relationships became evident. Joel poured himself into caring for Jake, spending hours by his bedside, reading to him, and helping him with his physical therapy exercises. He wanted to ensure that Jake felt loved and supported during this challenging time. However, the emotional toll of Lisa's betrayal weighed heavily on him, and he often found himself feeling resentful and angry. He struggled to reconcile his feelings for Lisa with the need to co-parent effectively. The love he once felt for her was now clouded by disappointment and hurt, making it difficult for him to engage with her on any level beyond the necessities of their situation. Lisa, on the other hand, was consumed by guilt and regret. She wanted to be there for Jake, but she also felt the weight of her actions pressing down on her. The emotional distance she had created with Joel made it challenging for her to connect with him or their children. She often found herself retreating into her thoughts, grappling with the consequences of her choices while trying to be a supportive mother. The guilt of her betrayal was compounded by the fear that her children would sense the tension between their parents. She desperately wanted to mend the rift in their family, but every attempt to reach out to Joel was met with resistance, leaving her feeling isolated and alone. Despite the turmoil within their family, Jake remained the focal point of their lives. His recovery became a shared mission, and both Joel and Lisa were determined to support him through it. They attended physical therapy sessions together, cheering him on as he took his first tentative steps after surgery. The sight of their son's determination to heal brought them together momentarily, allowing them to put aside their differences for the sake of Jake's well-being. However, the underlying tension was always present, lurking just beneath the surface. During this challenging time, the family's support system became crucial. Friends and extended family rallied around them, offering assistance and encouragement. Neighbors brought over meals, friends organized a meal train, and family members visited to lend a helping hand. This outpouring of support provided a much-needed buffer against the emotional strain that Joel and Lisa were experiencing. It reminded them that they were not alone in their struggles, even if their relationship was faltering. Joel found solace in the company of friends who understood the weight of his situation. They offered a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on, allowing him to vent his frustrations and fears. He appreciated their presence, but he also felt a sense of guilt for burdening them with his problems. He wanted to be strong for Jake and to show Lisa that he could handle everything on his own, but the reality was that he was struggling. Lisa, too, sought comfort in her friends, who provided her with a safe space to express her feelings of guilt and regret. They encouraged her to focus on her children and to take small steps toward rebuilding her relationship with Joel. However, she often felt like an outsider in her own home, and the emotional distance between her and Joel made it difficult to find common ground. The support from friends was invaluable, but it could not replace the connection she longed to have with her husband. As the days turned into weeks, the family continued to navigate the complexities of their new reality. Jake's recovery progressed, and he began to regain his strength, but the emotional fallout from Lisa's betrayal lingered. The changes in their living arrangements and the strain on their relationships created an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension. Joel and Lisa were both committed to supporting their son, but the path to healing their marriage seemed daunting. In this video, we will explore the evolving dynamics of this family as they grapple with the aftermath of Jake's surgery and Lisa's betrayal. We will delve into the emotional distance that has formed between Joel and Lisa, the impact of their actions on their children, and the vital role of their support system during this challenging time. Join us as we capture the raw emotions and struggles that define their journey, illustrating how love, resilience, and the desire for healing can emerge even in the face of adversity. In the aftermath of the turmoil that had engulfed their family, Lisa found herself at a crossroads. The weight of her actions hung heavily on her conscience, and she was determined to win back Joel's trust and repair their fractured marriage. Recognizing that words alone would not suffice, Lisa embarked on a journey of self-improvement and accountability, taking concrete steps to demonstrate her commitment to change. One of the first actions Lisa took was to seek therapy. She understood that she needed to confront the underlying issues that had led her to betray Joel and to better understand herself. Therapy provided her with a safe space to explore her feelings of inadequacy, the pressures she had faced, and the choices she had made. Through counseling, Lisa began to unravel the complexities of her emotions, gaining insight into her motivations and the impact of her actions on her family. She learned the importance of communication, vulnerability, and honesty, qualities that she had neglected in her relationship with Joel. In addition to therapy, Lisa made the difficult decision to resign from her job at the gym. While it had been a source of empowerment and confidence for her, she recognized that it had also been a catalyst for her infidelity. The environment had fostered connections that had ultimately led her astray, and she wanted to create a clean slate for herself and her family. By stepping away from her job, Lisa aimed to demonstrate her commitment to prioritizing her marriage and her role as a mother. She wanted to show Joel that she was willing to make sacrifices for the sake of their family, even if it meant giving up something she had once cherished. Lisa's commitment to becoming a better mother and wife was evident in her daily actions. She made a concerted effort to be present for her children, engaging in activities that fostered connection and trust. She spent quality time with Jake, helping him with his recovery and encouraging him through his physical therapy exercises. Lisa also took the time to reconnect with Emma and Noah, ensuring they felt loved and supported during this challenging period. She organized family outings, game nights, and even cooking sessions, all aimed at rebuilding the bonds that had been strained. Lisa wanted her children to see her as a reliable and nurturing presence in their lives, someone who was dedicated to their well-being. However, Lisa knew that winning back Joel's trust would require more than just her efforts as a mother. She recognized that their relationship needed to be rebuilt on a foundation of transparency and security. To that end, she suggested a polygraph test to Joel, believing that it would serve as a tangible step toward rebuilding trust. The idea was met with mixed emotions. While Joel was hesitant, he also understood that Lisa was willing to go to great lengths to prove her sincerity. The polygraph test represented a commitment to honesty, a way for Lisa to demonstrate that she was ready to be open about her past and to reassure Joel that she was fully invested in their future. In addition to the polygraph test, Lisa proposed a postnuptial agreement. This was a significant step, as it symbolized her desire to create a new framework for their marriage, one built on mutual respect, accountability, and shared goals. The postnuptial agreement would outline their commitments to each other, addressing issues of fidelity, communication, and financial responsibilities. Lisa believed that having a formal agreement would provide both of them with a sense of security and clarity, allowing them to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. As Lisa took these steps, she was acutely aware of the emotional toll it was taking on both her and Joel. The journey toward rebuilding their marriage was fraught with challenges, and there were moments when Joel struggled to let go of the pain caused by her betrayal. He grappled with feelings of anger and resentment, often questioning whether he could truly forgive her. Yet, Lisa remained steadfast in her commitment to change, understanding that healing would take time and patience. Throughout this process, Lisa also made it a point to communicate openly with Joel about her feelings and intentions. She wanted him to know that she was not only focused on repairing their marriage, but also on becoming a better version of herself. Lisa shared her therapy insights with him, discussing the lessons she was learning and how they could apply to their relationship. She encouraged Joel to express his feelings, creating a safe space for him to voice his concerns and fears. This open dialogue was crucial in fostering understanding and rebuilding the emotional connection that had been lost. As the weeks turned into months, Lisa's efforts began to yield small but meaningful changes in their relationship. Joel started to see glimpses of the woman he had fallen in love with, the one who was dedicated, caring, and willing to fight for their family. While the road to recovery was still long and fraught with obstacles, Lisa's commitment to change and her willingness to confront her past began to soften Joel's heart. He recognized the sincerity in her actions and the depth of her remorse, which slowly allowed him to lower his defenses. In this video, we will explore Lisa's journey to win back Joel's trust and the steps she took to repair their marriage. We will delve into the significance of therapy, her resignation from her job, and the importance of the polygraph test and postnuptial agreement. Join us as we capture the raw emotions and struggles that define their path toward healing, illustrating how love, commitment, and resilience can emerge even in the face of betrayal. As Joel sat in the quiet of his living room, the weight of his internal struggle pressed heavily on his chest. The echoes of laughter from his children playing in the backyard felt distant, almost surreal, as he grappled with the tumultuous emotions swirling within him. On one hand, there was the love he still felt for Lisa, a love that had once been vibrant and full of promise. On the other hand, there was the deep sense of betrayal that had shattered the foundation of their marriage. The juxtaposition of these feelings left him feeling torn, as if he were standing at a crossroads with no clear path forward. The memories of their life together flooded his mind, moments of joy, shared dreams, and the intimacy they had built over the years. Yet, those memories were now tainted by the reality of Lisa's affair. Joel found himself questioning everything: the authenticity of their love, the trust they had built, and whether their marriage could ever return to what it once was. The thought of divorce loomed over him like a dark cloud, a possibility that felt both liberating and terrifying. He knew that ending their marriage would mean tearing apart the life they had created together, but the emotional toll of staying in a relationship marred by betrayal was equally daunting. As he contemplated the possibility of divorce, Joel felt the emotional weight of his decision extend beyond just himself and Lisa. Their children, Jake, Emma, and Noah, were innocent bystanders in this turmoil, and the thought of how his decision would impact them filled him with dread. He envisioned the pain of explaining to them that their family was changing, that their mother and father might no longer be together. The idea of shattering their sense of security and stability was almost unbearable. Joel had always prided himself on being a protector, and the thought of causing his children pain felt like a betrayal in its own right. The importance of trust and respect in their relationship weighed heavily on Joel's mind. He had always believed that these two pillars were essential for a healthy marriage, and Lisa's actions had undermined both. Trust, once a cornerstone of their relationship, had been shattered, leaving behind a fragile remnant that felt impossible to rebuild. Joel struggled with the idea of whether he could ever fully trust Lisa again, even with her sincere efforts to make amends. The emotional scars from her betrayal were deep, and he feared that they would always linger, casting a shadow over their interactions. As the days turned into weeks, Joel found himself oscillating between moments of hope and despair. He appreciated Lisa's efforts to win back his trust, her commitment to therapy, her resignation from her job, and her attempts to be a better mother and wife. Yet, despite these positive changes, the nagging doubts remained. Could he truly forgive her? Could he ever look at her without feeling the sting of betrayal? The emotional turmoil was exhausting, and he often found himself feeling isolated in his struggle. In the midst of this internal conflict, Joel sought solace in conversations with friends and family. He confided in those he trusted, sharing his fears and uncertainties about the future of his marriage. Their perspectives offered him valuable insights, but they also complicated his feelings further. Some encouraged him to fight for his marriage, emphasizing the importance of love and commitment, while others suggested that he prioritize his own well-being and consider the possibility of a fresh start. Each conversation left him feeling more conflicted, as he weighed the opinions of others against his own heart. Ultimately, the decision regarding his marriage came down to a profound realization. Joel needed to prioritize his own emotional health and that of his children. He understood that staying in a relationship built on mistrust and resentment would not only harm him but also set a poor example for his children. They deserved to see a healthy, respectful relationship modeled for them, whether that was within the framework of their parents' marriage or in a new arrangement. After much contemplation, Joel made the difficult decision to seek a separation. It was not a choice made lightly, but rather one born from a desire to create space for healing, for both himself and Lisa. He believed that this separation could provide them with the opportunity to reflect on their individual needs and desires, allowing them to approach the possibility of reconciliation with clearer minds and hearts. As he prepared to communicate his decision to Lisa, Joel felt a mix of sadness and relief. He knew that this choice would not erase the love they had shared, nor would it diminish the memories they had created as a family. Instead, it was a step toward a new chapter, one that could potentially lead to healing, whether together or apart. In this video, we will explore Joel's internal struggle as he navigates the complexities of love and betrayal, ultimately leading to his decision regarding the marriage. We will delve into the emotional weight of this decision on the family, highlighting the importance of trust and respect in their relationship. Join us as we capture the raw emotions and challenges that define Joel's journey, illustrating how the path to healing can be fraught with difficult choices and profound realizations. In this video, we have explored the profound journey of a family grappling with the devastating effects of infidelity, navigating through a crisis, and ultimately seeking recovery. The story of Joel, Lisa, and their children serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of love, trust, and the resilience of the human spirit. As we recap their journey, it's essential to highlight the key moments that define their experience and the lessons that can be drawn from it. Initially, we witnessed the unraveling of Joel and Lisa's marriage as Lisa's affair came to light. This betrayal shattered the trust that had been the foundation of their relationship, leaving both partners grappling with feelings of hurt, anger, and confusion. The emotional fallout was immediate and profound, affecting not only Joel and Lisa but also their children, who were caught in the crossfire of their parents' turmoil. The impact of infidelity extended beyond the couple, creating a ripple effect that threatened the stability of their family unit. As the crisis unfolded, we saw Joel's internal struggle as he faced the reality of his marriage. He was torn between the love he still felt for Lisa and the deep sense of betrayal that lingered in the background. This conflict led him to contemplate divorce, weighing the emotional weight of his decision on their children and the importance of modeling a healthy relationship for them. The emotional strain was palpable, and viewers could sense the difficulty of navigating such a complex situation. In the midst of this turmoil, Lisa took significant steps to win back Joel's trust and repair their marriage. Her journey included seeking therapy, resigning from her job, and committing to becoming a better mother and wife. Lisa's efforts to demonstrate her sincerity and accountability were crucial in the healing process, highlighting the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions in the face of betrayal. The introduction of the polygraph test and postnuptial agreement further underscored the couple's commitment to rebuilding trust and establishing a new foundation for their relationship. Throughout this journey, the family's focus on Jake's recovery from his accident served as a unifying force. Despite the challenges they faced, the love and support they provided for their son reminded them of the importance of family and the bonds that held them together. This focus on Jake's well-being allowed Joel and Lisa to temporarily set aside their differences and work collaboratively for the sake of their children. As we reflect on the key takeaways from this story, it becomes clear that communication and trust are vital components of any healthy relationship. The journey of Joel and Lisa illustrates how easily trust can be broken and how challenging it can be to rebuild it. Open and honest communication is essential in navigating the complexities of relationships, especially during times of crisis. Viewers are encouraged to consider the importance of expressing feelings, addressing concerns, and fostering an environment where both partners feel safe to share their vulnerabilities. Moreover, this story serves as a reminder that recovery is a process that requires time, patience, and commitment from both partners. Healing from betrayal is not a linear journey. It involves ups and downs, moments of doubt, and the need for ongoing effort. The willingness to confront difficult emotions and engage in meaningful dialogue can pave the way for growth and understanding, ultimately leading to a stronger relationship. As we conclude this video, we invite you to reflect on your own relationships and the importance of nurturing trust and communication. Whether you are facing challenges or simply seeking to strengthen your connections, remember that love is a journey that requires ongoing effort and dedication. If you found this video insightful and resonant, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the complexities of relationships, personal growth, and emotional well-being. Don't forget to like and share this video with others who may benefit from these discussions. Together, we can foster a community that values open dialogue and supports one another in navigating the intricacies of love and life. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to sharing more stories and insights with you in the future.